Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? It's time we begin our journey into 2014,
Yeah.
the crazy year. So, well, I don't know if it's a crazy year, but yeah, I'm gonna say it is just because why not, right? Because it might be, who knows? So, Megan, something I never asked, but like, what were you doing in 2014 at this point? Like, what's an event
Uh,
that you can recall to kind of describe where you may have been?
an event I can recall. I'm not too sure because, the only thing in particular I really remember about 2014 is that I was still working at Tim Hortons. I was just there for a couple years, and that was back when I was kind of getting into League of Legends with some friends.
Ah, gross.
I know, but I don't really remember doing anything of significance in 2014. What about you?
Okay. Well, for me, I believe I would have been, I definitely would have been streaming at this point. I think, although maybe that would be maybe that'd be 2015. I don't quite remember. I know I was streaming around this period, although I don't know if it would have been 2014 exactly. Um, but that's probably the most major event I can think of. I believe I still would have been playing competitive TF2, I think, at around this point. Although I would have been starting to kind of dip out of that a little bit, partly due to streaming commitments. Honestly, if I was streaming at this point, right? Because like I said, I may have started in 2015. I don't remember. I'd have to look at my thing that tells me the dates of when things happened. Sully Gnome would help me with that. But, so I was either streaming at this point and probably inching my way out of competitive TF2, or I wasn't streaming yet. And I was kind of probably still in competitive TF2 a little bit. Which, enjoyable. That itself probably defined a lot about my life up to that point.
Yeah,
As
that's pretty
sad,
funny.
as sad or as good as that may be. I mean, hey, I met all my friends that way, basically. So
Yeah.
anyway, allow me to give stats on this year's E3 because we've been doing that. So 2014, it's a lot of the same things as always. LA Convention Center takes place in LA, of course, right?
Yeah.
About the same amount of attendees, about 48,900, so a couple hundred more. Um, Looks like Konami isn't considered a presenter at this one. Konami was a presenter last year, considered someone who I guess was doing like conferences. This one not quite as much. No Konami. But the usual players are there: EA, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, Ubisoft. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. So they have a little note here. First show open to children 12 and under. So kids could actually be at this one. Along with Guardian, Nintendo had the Nintendo Kids Corner at E3 2014 panel, which is mostly open to YouTubers. So we're already seeing like the influencers starting to creep in as well. Funnily enough,
As they do.
as they do. All right, Megan, are you ready?
Yeah.
And if anybody that wants to know, it is Nintendo. It's Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, same as the past couple of years. This one's on GameSpot. Boy, they got a lot of TV screens.
Yeah, they do.
And the countdown. See, once again, this is what I mean by E3 kind of became like a spectacle and maybe a bit too big, right? Because now this is just how E3 opens, right? It tries to be really flashy, which, like I said, at the time I thought was cool. I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. It's like, damn, it feels like an event. Now I watch it and I'm like, well, do I really need it? No, not really.
See, I understand what they're trying to do there, but just the way they're moving the screens around, like I couldn't even really see what half of the trailers were even.
Good morning,
Oh.
everyone.
Yeah, right.
E3. It's an honor to be with you today. Let me start by welcoming the fans here with us in Los
Yo, I'm
Angeles,
one.
and the
Kind of.
millions of fans watching us around the world.
Not so much of
on
Xbox
web,
at this point.
On Xbox Live and on Spike TV.
Yeah, I would
Oh, yeah,
say I'm
Spike
not a
TV.
fan of
Recognize the
Xbox, but I have nothing
developers here with
against
us
them.
today.
Yeah,
Developers
well,
working to
yeah,
bring
exactly,
their
right.
creations to life and deliver them to the world. This week, we share a common purpose with our friends at Sony, Nintendo, and the developers and publishers in our industry. That purpose is to showcase the passion, creativity, and potential behind the fastest growing form of entertainment in the world, games.
Woo! Mean true. Oh, they got the wristbands too. Okay, see, they're going.
Together at an incredible time.
They're doing the VTuber thing now. Before VTubers, it's like, yo, throw on that glowy wristband.
This generation is off to the hottest start in
Yeah.
history.
I mean, it's basically free advertising at that point, because even when they're out on the show floor, people are going to see the wristbands.
True.
Manufacturers, and especially gamers.
At least I assume
On
most people
behalf
wouldn't
of the
take it off.
entire Xbox team, I want to personally thank you. The millions of
Unless that's
Xbox
just a way they
lovers
verified, like, who
around
could
the
come in
world.
here. Who knows?
We've
I mean,
been
maybe.
humbled and amazed by all of your comments, ideas, tweets, but most importantly, your support. Your feedback showed up in the console we launched in November and in the monthly updates we've delivered since. You are shaping the future of Xbox, and we are better for it.
Huh, I wonder what makes them light up. Is it one of his
Yeah, I don't
movement?
know.
Today, we're
Probably.
dedicating our entire briefing.
It's probably
to
very
games.
similar technology to, like, those shoes that light up when you walk.
Probably. So I do find that really interesting. They're like, this whole thing is going to be all about games. And it's like, that's good. They're learning.
I want to
right?
show some of the great games
It's
coming
not
to Xbox
TV.
One
They probably
and
actually
4K,
took the,
and later in the show,
you know,
we'll announce
probably
some of the new
criticisms
games
people had at
coming
the
to
time,
Xbox
which is
One.
like, well, where are all the games?
The lineup is diverse.
You know,
huge franchises,
TV's fine,
new
multimedia is
IPs,
fine, but where are the
independent
games? I'm here for the
and
games,
maybe a
right?
few of my old favorites.
Well, that's just the thing. Like, they've
Gamers
shown
are
that they're doing
helping set the
multimedia on
future
their
direction
consoles
of Xbox.
basically every year since the 360 came
our
out.
friends at
And it's just
Activision
like,
and
yeah, you
Sledgehammer
could say,
Games are
look,
doing
we
the
have the
exact
newest
same
movies,
thing
but like,
with
unless
the
you're mentioning
best-selling
specific
franchise
movies, people are gonna be
Xbox
like, okay,
history.
we already know you offer
From
that,
the
so
first
why are you
time
showing
I
this to
saw
me
what
every time?
Sledgehammer Games
It's
were
one thing
working
if you're
on,
showing
I
like
was truly
a new
inspired.
streaming
In
service, like
every
if they
sense,
added
this game
ESPN, for
raises the
example.
bar for the next
But
generation.
like, just to show, hey, we
proud
have
to
the newest
open our
movies
show
from
with
these
what I
or
believe
like
is the beginning
studios.
of
Just
a
like,
new era
okay.
for this franchise.
Oh, but Megan,
I
but
don't know.
now,
Once again,
but now they can do a hand gesture.
Xbox owners
And now they
will
can like
first
point at
play
stuff.
all of the
And now they
action
can talk to it, right? Like, you know, they gotta show off all that, right?
I mean, that's true. I guess that's been a focus of the last few years. Be like, oh, hey, we added integration with the Kinect. Now you can watch movies without actually using a controller.
Ooh, Advanced Warfare. Yeah, 2054, we're almost there. Not really.
I was gonna say we're still a little off.
So Advanced Warfare I never played, but I heard it's pretty mediocre, right?
I think this is one of the first Call of Duty that's kind of bad, from what I remember.
See, I can't really say too much. Like, Call of Duty's around this point kind of started blending together for me a little bit.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, right? So, I think I do have this one on Steam, actually. I think someone on Steam that I knew or know gifted it to me. I don't know why. I think they had like an extra code or something from something. And they're like, here, you want it?
That's
And I was
nice.
like, sure. I was like, sure, why not? Never played it, because I had no interest.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Thanks. You know, maybe one day. That was
I mean,
like,
it's always good.
that was like, I think when it came out, actually.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't played most of the Call of Duty games. It's kind of just what I heard online. I don't know specifically why this one's bad, if it's just like people don't like the campaign, or if it's just like they changed the multiplayer. Because I know at least in a few of the games, they started playing around with stuff like time to kill and whatnot. So, like, maybe they kind of messed up the formula in this one for multiplayer? I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, it's possible. I can't really say too much. If I had to guess, maybe like the story and the gimmicks just weren't super good. Because is this the one where you get like a jump jet? Like a jetpack kind of thing?
I think so. And I think they're trying to copy Titanfall a little bit, where you can like run on walls or something. I think it's in this one.
I mean, I think you might be right. So maybe it just got a bit too like crazy, even for Call of Duty, right?
Yeah. Like, I was looking at this trailer. This looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, like, it's an interesting idea. Now, whether or not we'll have jets on our aircraft like that anytime soon, I'm not really too sure. For, like, dropships, right? But,
yeah.
Like, I'd be curious to see how accurate this... I mean, I know they're not trying to be, like, accurate to real life, right? Obviously. But, like, by 2054, I wonder how close we'll actually be to some of this stuff. It'll probably be relatively the same. Maybe a new innovation or two. But...
I mean, probably, because, I mean, even just looking at, like, the dropships and, like, the guns... I don't know if it's just because it's a futuristic setting, but it kind of just feels like it's trying to be a Halo game.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the dropships do look very Pelican-like.
I mean, they do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that association in my head, but, like, it doesn't feel Call of Duty to me.
I could understand that.
But at the same time, I'm also not the target demographic. So, like, I don't know if it really matters what I think of it necessarily. Oh.
Yeah, okay, so...
Power suits.
Power suits. See, I could see maybe power suits being a thing. Like,
yeah.
I do think that is probably one of the next steps in warfare. Like, now we have drones, obviously, that have become the main difference in warfare in the past, like, decade. Yeah. But I do imagine power suits will be a thing eventually, right? Because, like, what's something you can really do to make a soldier better on the field? Well, you make it so their movements are enhanced by a powered armor, right?
And
carry bigger
also
weapons.
Just become Iron Man.
I mean, hey, you never know, right? or like we'll see a variation of it where maybe not go like the Master Chief route, but maybe have like specialized units where it's like, yo, we have these big kind of like, like not like super advanced, but like these kind of big suits that have like hydraulics on them, and we can carry like maybe bigger weaponry, right? Yeah,
I
like,
mean,
I can see that.
I can see them doing that. Oh. So I just noticed on his gun that, like, when he was reloading there, it said it was full when he had no bullets in his clip.
Really?
Like, the last one.
This one?
One before this one. Because he uses all his bullets here, and then he goes to reload, and it says full.
It does say full. That is weird. I wonder if that's just something they might fix later.
I mean,
probably
maybe?
some kind of like bug.
Because it doesn't do it this time, but he also didn't run completely out of bullets, so like... I don't know.
Or maybe they have a cheat on where, like... I don't know, maybe the gun, like, auto refills or something. I don't know if they do that, mind you. But I know, obviously E3 demos have cheats to them, right?
I mean, this does look very scripted to me, because, like, even, like, the last few years, they make a point to show them playing the game on stream. But I've kind of noticed in, like, the last... I don't know, I want to say about 5 to 6 years during these gameplay demos for pretty much everybody. There's never been any, like, accidental stuff. Never any mistakes. Which makes me think they're all just scripted and not real.
I mean, I think that could be true. In the interest of time. Add-on content first on Xbox, of course.
Yeah, this is still part of their exclusive deal for a while.
Cycle grenade.
Oh. That's kind of an interesting grenade.
Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of wonder what the future of warfare is actually going to be, Not like I'm some kind of like guy who's really like into war. Yeah, unless it's like the history of warfare, I'm not really one who's like, yo, war, cool, right? But, it's an interesting idea to think like what could happen in the next like few years, right? Like the next decade.
Yeah.
Like drones are definitely the biggest innovation currently. And granted, even like a decade ago, I couldn't have thought like, oh yeah, drones are gonna be like something that are gonna be used in war, right?
Yeah.
Like to this extent. It's kind of funny actually, because like I feel like my grandpa kind of predicted it a little bit. Because when my grandpa was alive, there was one time because I was asking him stuff about like his history in World War II, right? Because you know I had an interest, and I was especially interested around that time. And he told me, well, he mentioned it, and he was like, "Are you planning on joining the military?" I was like, "No, no, no." And he said, "Good, because you know back when I was in the military, you know." It was like frontline stuff, and you know you had to, you know, like you had to kind of see the guy to be able to kill him. Nowadays, you could be like miles away, and you can just die. You know, he's like, don't join the military.
Honestly, that's like one of the scariest things about the change when it comes to war. It's just like you can kill a ton of people without ever actually seeing them. Like you're taking the humanity out of it, basically.
Yeah, right. Bye, guy. I'm sure your sacrifice is worthy, maybe. Whoever you are. But yeah, I don't know. To me, like, you know, it's like incredibly true now because now you have like drone warfare, right? Like before, he was like talking about like, you know, rockets and you know, artillery and that kind of stuff. But now, like, it's kind of like it's still true, even more so because they have drones, right? You know, a drone hovers over you, drops like a missile on you, or drops a grenade on you, and then like, what can you do, right? Nothing.
Well, that's even the scary thing about drones is like they're small enough that you know you might not even see what happens until it's too late, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get you home.
So yeah, just kind of interesting to think about. I lost an arm. I bet you that's a part of the plot. Probably gets a robotic one.
I was gonna say, is he gonna get a robotic arm and become like a cyborg?
But yeah, I don't know. I guess my grandpa was kind of prophetic in that sense. He was kind of right. He just didn't know quite how right he was gonna be.
Yeah. It's
Yo,
always
was that?
interesting. Oh, Kevin Spacey.
That's Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I was gonna say, yo, was that the guy that presents at Sony? Looks almost exactly like him.
He does actually. No, I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Spacey. But yeah, like I don't know. It's kind of interesting to kind of see stuff change over time, like. And, you know, even, like, Matthew and I have been kind of watching The Simpsons on our own. And to even see stuff, like, in there that's like, oh, we have that. Like, we saw an episode the other day where these kids were playing with, like, a VR set. Where they had, like, a headset and wires. And we're like, oh, that happened!
Yeah, and they were playing, like, lawn mowing simulator, yard work simulator. I'm like, damn, we actually have games like that, too.
At
right?
10, we are inspired by
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Cars and racing. Right
I'm
now,
sure any Simpsons
every
fans
week,
probably know exactly which
almost
episode we're talking about.
cars and
Probably. So is this saying his favorite game? Hashtag my favorite game, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition? That's kind of
It
neat.
seems like it.
So do you like
Well, they're
Street
just
Fighter? All right.
Every week,
They're just trying to get,
almost
like, Twitter
1 million of you
engagement.
are playing in the Forza
I mean,
universe.
true, but if that's like saying like, oh, his favorite game is Street Fighter 4 or whatever, that's kind of
12 years
cool.
ago, we started
You know?
with a mission to ignite gaming
Well, it is
passion
cool. It's
in
just
car
like,
lovers
for what I've seen
car
online,
passions
that's
in gamers.
one of the easiest ways to
To do
get
this,
engagement,
we've
like in your
delivered
comment
unique
section,
experiences
is to basically just
like
ask a
community
question of the
page sharing
day
and
to get
drive
people to
the
answer it, right?
components
Oh yeah, no,
by
definitely.
Xbox Live. We've
So, like,
premiered
it kind of feels like they're
amazing
trying to
gaming
do that, but
cars,
with like,
the
oh, this is
McLaren
my favorite
P1
game, what's
and the
yours?
LaFerrari.
Yeah.
We've continually updated our game and added
Honestly, I think
new
it'd be more
free
interesting to be like, oh,
content,
what was your
like
favorite
Road America
game
and Long
presented?
Beach for our fans.
I mean, yeah, but then they gotta wait for the show to be over, and then it's not really as
The most iconic sports
important
car
to them,
track
right?
in the world,
Well, I know,
the
I get it.
Nürburgring.
I just think it'd be more fun.
I mean, yeah, I agree, right?
Jackie Stewart's Green Hell will be making its next-gen debut in Forza Motorsport 5. Including the full 16-mile combined circuit, it's been 100% captured at millimeter accuracy and crafted from the ground up for this.
Has anybody actually measured and verified that?
We're committed to creating your home for racing on Xbox One. So we're thrilled to announce that the Nürburgring will be available starting today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. So is this just like DLC?
And that's for everyone who
I guess
so.
Motorsport 5.
So doesn't say
Yeah,
we saw
Forza 5.
Forza last year, I think.
They
for
did,
free.
yeah.
All right, interesting. Download starting today. So now we're fully in the era of
The next
DLC.
edition of the Forza franchise. To
Right.
present
Yeah.
Forza
That they're
Horizon
talking
2
about it
on
at the
Xbox
conferences.
One, please welcome Playground Games.
Yeah, I think
Ralph
this is
Horton.
also one of the first time, if not the first time, we've seen where they've shadow dropped something that's available like after the show.
That could be true. I can't really say. I want to say it's happened before,
Horizon 2 is an action
but I can't
I mean-
pinpoint anything.
filled
I want to say it's happened before. I just don't recall seeing it during the E3 stuff. I know Nintendo Directs in particular do that a lot, so I don't know if they were doing it this early in Nintendo Directs, mind you. But
our car list is bigger and more diverse than ever.
hey, Xbox, where's your sports car?
I mean, true. Didn't have enough money for that this year, I guess.
Well, they showed one last year. They could show one this year, right? Or even just use the same one. Who cares?
I also find it really funny how that guy's like favorite game was Super Mario Kart or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
of course, a racing guy likes another racing game, but a very casual racing game.
For your open world, your Forza 5 drive attire
Yeah.
Some would argue with me on that,
in
but
Forza
there's a
Horizon
casual
2.
racing game compared to
When you
like Forza.
choose to
Let's be
play on
fair.
Xbox Live, dedicated
I mean,
servers allow
yeah,
you to join
I'd say overall Mario
instantly.
Kart is a
No
relatively
lobbies,
casual
no
game.
waiting.
Especially stuff like
And
the
the
newer Mario
experience
Karts,
is
because
even
even like
more
Mario
social
Kart
when
8,
you
it's just
create
like,
a
you don't
club
even have to like
with up to
do
1,000
drifts
members.
necessarily, they
Your
kind of
club
just do
can
it for
become a
you.
community
If you
in
want
its own
that,
right.
yeah.
If you want
Forza
that, like
Horizon
obviously you
2
could
is
turn it off,
epic.
but just
It's
by
fun.
default.
It's beautiful and it's socially connected. The road trip of your life begins exclusively on Xbox this September 30th.
Ooh.
So I wanted to throw that in because I didn't want people to think, wait a minute, does she not know you can turn that off? Because you know people
I
would
did
have
not
thought
know,
that.
I'll be honest.
Wait, you didn't know you could turn what? Have you been playing Mario Kart
didn't
with the
know.
assisted driving this whole time?
Yeah?
Wow, alright.
I haven't played a lot of Mario Kart, okay? I only really play it when I play with you, so I've played maybe like 5 hours of it on my Switch, so I didn't know you could turn it off.
Okay, fair. Alright. Well, you can turn it
Like, it
off
makes
and you get
sense.
more control over your car. So, you know.
I mean, that's fair.
I
just thought
recommend
that's
it.
how the game was.
Okay then. Well, there you go. Alright. Well, if you want, I can show you how you can turn that off later. You'll probably like it more. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, probably, because I mean, even with Crash Nitro Fueled, I really liked how they did their boost system in that game. It felt really good, and it took a certain rhythm to get used to it, but it felt really good when you got it right. So, like, if I could do something similar in Mario Kart, I would probably enjoy it more.
Okay, well, I'll show you how to turn that off later.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I just figured that's how Mario Kart is, so I'm like, okay.
Alright, well, there you go. I learned something new about you. It's fine. It's fine.
That I don't look at the options.
I mean, yeah.
Well, to be fair, I usually look at the options. For some reason with Nintendo games, I don't see a point because most of them don't really change or do anything if they even have an options page.
Available for pre-order now. So this does look really nice, right?
Yeah.
As with most like racing games like Forza, it looks pretty. You know, that's really the main thing that I can ever really say about them is that they look really pretty. I don't know if Horizon 2 is good though. I don't remember. I think I actually did look it up. Ooh, Turtle Rock.
Oh, Evolve.
Oh boy.
Uh,
So you can probably talk about Evolve a bit.
yeah, so I wasn't like super into this game. I did have a friend that was like incredibly into it. Like she bought like the collector's edition physical of it, and she played like, God, I want to say close to like 100 hours or something of it before it was even like out of closed beta. But like, it's like an asymmetrical multiplayer game. You have one person who's playing as a giant monster, and then a group of 4 hunters who are trying to hunt down that person playing the monster. And like, it had a really interesting idea, but it kind of became a game where it's like, the monster is essentially trying to stay at the opposite side of the map, trying to eat food to grow stronger, and the hunters are basically chasing them around. So you're basically just playing Ring Around the Rosie, chasing each other constantly. And like, it was a good game. It was rather controversial when it came out because it had a lot of day one DLC before that was really a thing. So like, and then like that combined with the fact that pretty much everyone wanted to play as the monster, the matchmaking wasn't super great, and it kind of just died because people had not a ton of interest in it. But it was one of the very first like live service type games before they even used the term.
That's true, right? Like before it was really a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is basically a live service game.
Yeah.
It's a weird game because I played it essentially when it was dying, right?
Yeah.
It was okay. Like I don't know, like it was just kind of okay, right? Like I can
Yeah.
see why it didn't stick around. You know, it wasn't anything super special to be honest, but like it was unique, right? Like for the time, definitely unique. And who knows, maybe if the devs put more love into it as it was going, you know, like maybe then it would have stayed alive. Like I'm not really too sure. I feel like the devs just kind of let it be. Right?
I think that's part of it. It's just a lot of the new monsters, I think, ended up being paid DLC because this was a full price game when it came out. And then eventually got to a point where the player numbers and the queues were just so long. And they eventually transitioned to Evolve Stage 2, which ended up being a free to play version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I played that version for a bit. I don't know. But like you said, I just thought it was kind of okay. I didn't really have a ton of fun playing the game because even when I was playing as the monster, like, I don't know if it's just because I was playing the free-to-play version, I had the very basic monsters, but, like, it didn't really feel that good to me, and I can't really put my finger on why. But, like, it had such a unique idea. It's a shame it didn't work out, but I don't know if it's because they didn't update it very well or because they locked too much content behind the DLC, but yeah, it's kind of a shame.
Like, I think it probably has to do a bit with, like, they didn't really give it constant, like, attention or love, right? Because, like you said,
Yeah.
it's like, maybe not the first, but probably one of the first games that one could really consider live service, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of the stuff that was given out was pretty much all DLC, right?
Yeah.
Which people aren't going to want to buy for. You come to it a bit late, you're going to be like, oh, well, now I got to buy all this stuff, right? But, you know, like, the funny thing is, though, is Evolve is basically just like an early version of Dead by Daylight, which is doing incredibly well, from what I understand. The only difference is you're not hunting the monster's just hunting you, right?
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same kind of idea, including the DLC stuff. I don't know how Dead by Daylight is doing it necessarily. That's making it more successful and different from Evolve. But Dead by Daylight is much more successful, right? Even if it's a very similar idea. Maybe it's because there's more of a progression system in Dead by Daylight. I'm not really too sure.
But I don't know. I think the big difference between Dead by Daylight and Evolve, like, obviously I haven't played any Dead by Daylight, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But like, I think a big part of that comes to the fact that you're playing essentially the same kind of game as everybody else. When you're playing this game, you have a very different type of gameplay when you play as the monster versus playing as the hunters. And generally speaking, because there's 4 hunters and 1 monster, the way they balance it out is that the monster is very weak in the early part of the game. The hunters are generally pretty strong. If they get to a certain point where they can catch the monster before he can level up, then you kind of just die without being able to do anything. So you spend like 15-20 minutes or so running around, eating stuff, growing stronger until eventually you become stage 3. And now the monster is much stronger than the hunters. So like, especially if you can pick somebody off, you can essentially like 4v1 them or 3v1 them and still win, from what I understand, as long as you didn't take too much damage.
Maybe that's part of the difference then, because the people at the killer is trying to get in, like Dead by Daylight, right? Like, obviously they can't fight back, right? Maybe that's just kind of like, maybe that's what makes it different. Because it's like, oh, look, we're gonna fight the monster, and then you spend like all this time trying to get to the monster, and then you're unable to get it before it hits its final stage, and then you just feel kind of bodied, right? Like, I get the idea, right? But it would be kind of like a bit lame to go like, oh, I've spent all this time doing this, and now I'm kind of just basically playing until maybe I can kill the monster, but chances are I'm just playing until I die, right? And I feel like with the monster, it's probably very similar. It's like, kind of a boring early game, just gotta eat. Okay, now I'm strong and I can actually fight, right?
Yeah, like they probably just needed a bit more stuff to do. Like maybe if they had certain objectives where it kind of forced the monster and hunter to come together for a reward of some kind, that would make sense. But like I said, as it was, it's just like, oh, the monster's kind of just running around the map, constantly running away. So you're just constantly playing a game of chase. And especially as the hunter, like I know some people like playing characters in certain games where they're like really strong early and they kind of fall off late. But like at least when I played, the hunters never really felt that strong early. Like you still had to catch the monster like a good, I want to say 2 or 3 times early to be able to kill it, assuming it didn't feed and get health back. So like you felt weak at the beginning of the game, and then like as the longer the game goes on, the weaker you feel. It's just not a good feeling.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good. Yeah, I think maybe we need to give Dead by Daylight a shot sometime. I think it'd be really fun.
Maybe.
And I also like just wanted to pause it here quickly because I kind of want to say how disingenuous this kind of is, right? Whenever a company kind of does this, right? Like I get why they do it, right? Because you hear from the creators of Left 4 Dead, it's like, oh my god, I love Left 4 Dead. But it's not really true. It's like a few people that left the company and formed their own, right? They probably worked on Left 4 Dead. I'm not saying they didn't. But it's not Valve working on this, right? It's like people that left Valve, right? So it's kind of like, yo, all the creators of Left 4 Dead, oh my god. And then that's how they drum up the hype for it, right? But let's be fair, once again, Valve was pretty, mediocre. There's a reason the game didn't really continue to thrive, right? And they did the very same thing with Back 4 Blood, right?
Yeah.
That one's more healthy, I think. But even then, I think it's still not like super great. But it's like, yo, the creators of Left 4 Dead, we're making a Left 4 Dead style game. It's like, well, no, it's people from Valve that, yes, probably worked on Left 4 Dead. But it's not Valve, and it's not everybody that worked on Left 4 Dead,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I will say on that tangent, I always find it really funny when I see stuff like that where it's like, oh, it's from the creators of this studio. And then it turns out it's like one guy who did like very low level like animation or writing or something. It wasn't really involved in the game that much.
Yeah, right. That is kind of funny when that happens.
Just like, oh, he had like a couple lines that got put in the game, or he did some like idle animations, and now they're advertising that way. It's just like, oh.
I'd like to introduce Assassin's Creed Unity, the first exclusively next-generation installment.
Sorry, game Civilization. That makes sense.
Unity is set in 18th century Paris.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Unity.
This is not good, right?
This was incredibly buggy and incredibly broken on launch to the point where this is where Ubisoft stopped making games yearly for like a year until Ordinals came out, and then they went back to yearly.
I see.
They said that they were going to have longer dev cycles to try and make the games better because of how badly this game launched. And like, it's a cool game. It's an Assassin's Creed in the French Revolution, and like you have different segments of the game where you can play 4-player co-op together. Like, it's a very interesting game. I'd never played it. I haven't got around to playing it. But they were also kind of split themselves a bit thin, I think, because I don't know if they'll show it after this or if they'll show it like in the Sony conference. But they do have Assassin's Creed Rogue that came out on last-gen consoles at the same time, and their stories are kind of connected.
See, that's probably in Sony's conference, because I think they do talk about it in one of the conferences at least.
Yeah, I would assume so. But yeah, like Rogue takes place, I think, before Unity, and then like at the end of Rogue, you see something that leads into Unity.
Okay.
I played Rogue, but I haven't got around to playing Unity. Unity has been on the list for a while, I just haven't had time to sit down and play it. I've heard it's better now that it's got updates, but like, the launch really ruined Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed reputation for a very long time.
I could believe it. Like, oh, there's the multiplayer aspect they're showing. I do remember seeing this and thinking it was kind of cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty interesting. Like I said, never played it, but I heard a lot of people really liked it.
You mean like the multiplayer portion, or just like the game?
The multiplayer portion. I don't know if people are a huge fan of like the story or the game itself.
Okay.
I think it's just considered okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I should have clarified.
Yeah, because it's a little confusing to hear. It was really buggy and it ruined the reputation, but players really loved it. It's like, okay, that's a little contradictory, right?
Yeah, I think they really like the setting and they really like the multiplayer. But like this is kind of when Assassin's Creed got in its slump, because like Rogue was considered kind of mixed, this was considered kind of bad. The next one, which I won't say because it'll be in the next conference, I'm sure, is considered okay. And then like the series kind of goes into a big slump.
Like, I will say, it is in a very interesting period of history, which I do like. Right? That I enjoy. That's an aspect I enjoy. Never played this game, but I like that it takes place during the French Revolution. Very interesting period.
Yeah, honestly, it's been one of the more interesting aspects of the game. Like I said, I've been meaning to play it. It's been on my list for a while. Because I played Rogue back when I lived at my parents' house, so it's been a good, like, about 3.5 years or so since I played it. But yeah.
You know what's also really interesting about this, actually? Because it kind of makes sense, right? Because without going into spoilery detail or anything like that, it is established in like a very early like Assassin's Creed game that Napoleon does possess the apple, right? And I feel like I can say that because without context, no one's gonna know what the hell I'm even talking about. Right?
True.
But, you know, in one of the early Assassin's Creed games, they do flash to, like, people that have had the apple, and it's like, oh, that shows Napoleon as one of them. So it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That this would be a period, which means Napoleon's probably involved in this, which is kind of cool.
I mean, you can't have a historical game about the French Revolution, at least like this, without having Napoleon involved, I feel.
I mean, that is true. Yeah, I still say Napoleon is one of the more interesting people as well, because like he's one of the historical figures that you could, depending on who you talk to, have a vastly different take on, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like Napoleon. Well, he was kind of an evil tyrant who had an ego and, you know, was hypocritical, right? And then you have people who are like, oh, Napoleon, you know, military genius who saved France, right? And then you have people who are like, well, tyrant with a bit of an ego, but he was a military genius, right? I don't know. He's an interesting historical figure, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of actually a creepy image.
That is pretty creepy.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
The very first game that I played was Missile Command in the arcade, and I was completely blown away by it.
Space Invaders.
I remember the early Scott Adams adventure games on my TI-99-4A.
It was mind-blowing to see that somebody could control what was going on a screen.
My dad brought home a Sears Pong station for our television, or with a little twist controller and a button.
I don't know what year it was, but it was.
You know,
Pizza Hut,
obviously this
and it was,
conference
Space
took
Invaders.
place quite a long time
Yeah, I
ago,
got hooked.
and obviously these are like older devs at the time, but I'm kind of curious, like, if you ask devs nowadays, like, what their first game was, of how it would compare.
I'd be curious too.
Let those who would destroy us
Also, is this Dragon Age 2?
step into the light.
You did say BioWare, right? So probably?
It did, yeah.
That was Inquisition, right? Or am I thinking of a different
Oh yeah,
one?
right, this might be Inquisition. I forgot we're 2014, we're kind of past Dragon Age 2. Oh look, I remember seeing that shot in their montage, just barely.
Because, like, which one was... Because I know people love Dragon Age, but was it Dragon Age 2 or Inquisition that people didn't really care much for?
Dragon Age 2.
Okay.
So, I haven't played Dragon Age 2, but just for a frame of reference for people who aren't familiar. So the original Dragon Age was like a very in-depth RPG. It was like a turn-based game, and you essentially had a party of companions that you could use different abilities in combat to essentially win combat against the Darkspawn, the enemy of the game. Dragon Age 2, they decided to follow trends, and it's more of like a hack and slash action RPG.
Ooh.
So it's like a very different game in terms of gameplay. I think people are really not a huge fan of the story, especially because of how the first game ends. Like, I think if you take the canonical ending, from what I understand, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But Inquisition, I don't know a lot about Inquisition. I know a lot of people really like this game. It took them a while to kind of start liking it, but I've heard it's good. It's a little different, though, I think.
Yeah, okay, it does sound like they had a bit of a misstep on Dragon Age 2 then. Because, yeah, you don't...
They did.
You don't take an RPG and then turn it into an action game like that. You're splitting the fan base at that point.
Well, it was like a very drastic change, and like I think you follow a specific character. Well, in the first game, you had your own character where you could build it essentially however you want. One of the big features of Dragon Age 1 was like the intro sequences, because depending on what race you were, what class you were, there was 8 different intro sequences that you could play into the game. Like, it was very in-depth. And there was a lot of like character relationship stuff and moral choices and stuff you can make. It was basically like a medieval version of Coder, if anyone's played Knights of the Old Republic. But like, yeah, Dragon Age 2, they tried to play into trends. They made you play a fixed character. The story wasn't nearly as good, and they changed the combat. I don't think it's considered like a terrible game, but it did divide the fan base.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to do, right? You don't do something like that. Like, you can get away with it in something like Final Fantasy, right? But I just think something like Dragon Age... Well, even Final Fantasy, I think... Before we go into this, like, even Final Fantasy, like, thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
I think even when that started switching over to more action RPG, I think there are still some people that were like, I'm not really too sure about this. Because was it 15 that was the first one that did that?
I believe it was 15, because I think all 3 of the 13 games are turn-based, but the combat feels more like an action game based on how the combat plays, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Because, yeah, like, even now... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but it's pretty rare you can do a genre switch like that, especially so drastic, and make it work. Like, the only other specific example I could think of at the moment would be Jak and Daxter to Jak 2. Now, they're both still platformers, but the first game is very much like a 3D platformer collectathon, while the second game is more like a 3D platformer shooter. So, like, it feels very different, and the tone is very different.
I could believe it, yeah. But yeah, like, even now with some people in Final Fantasy, right? Like, I know some people are still kind of missing the classic turn-based RPG kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, I will admit, I'm not quite one of them, but I'm kind of like halfway in between, right? Where I'm like, action RPG, like, it's fine, right? Like, I'm enjoying it. Like, I liked 16. I liked, the Final Fantasy remakes. I haven't played Rebirth yet.
Yeah.
But, I liked them, but at the same time, it's still kind of like, I do miss and you probably even heard me say this during some of the directs we've watched recently. The game showcase, where it's like, oh, cool, it's like a classic RPG. Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Right? Because I do kind of miss that. I do miss my turn-based RPGs.
Yeah, I do too, to be honest. It's part of the reason why I like Shin Megami Tensei and Persona so much, is because I just really like turn-based RPGs. I've played Pokemon for how many years? And, like, I don't mind the action games, but I wouldn't mind, like, a traditional turn-based, like, Final Fantasy game if they ever decide to make one.
Oh.
Oh, is this Resistance? Oh, wait, this is Sunset Overdrive. Never mind.
Cover mechanic, right?
That's pretty funny, actually. Aku's like going through a different game.
I wonder if that's supposed to be a subtle reference to their game Fuse. Do you know anything about Fuse?
No.
Okay,
if you can explain quick.
I believe it was done after Resistance 3. Insomniac wanted to try a more, like, realistic, gritty shooter, so they made Fuse. But Fuse was, like, a very soulless, bland shooter. Like, it's not a good game. So, like, they're probably just making fun of that a little bit with this.
I could believe it. Yeah, that's pretty funny if so.
And your crates are safe now.
Yeah.
Okay,
very nice.
Oh, hey! Welcome to spectacular Sunset City. Here's the situation. A contaminated energy drink has turned everyone into mutants.
Okay. Hey, guy. Oh, bye,
They are
guy.
survivors, doing whatever they can to get by. But some of them are dicks, attacking others for their stuff. Whoops, ignore that one. But it's not all bad. All this place needs is a hero. One who doesn't just survive, but does it with style.
Boom.
Boom.
Who is this hero? Me. Not me. Oh, you. Can you survive many dangers? Can you help others survive? Can you save Sunset City? Can you?
Yeah, I do remember this trailer, actually.
I do too. Also, I just want to point out in that other scene they had like the
It's a video
what
game.
do they call it?
Billboard.
It was like the machete tied to the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's like what they had in Ravenholm in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually. So I thought you were talking about one of the billboards in the background.
No, it's
But
okay.
yeah, I remember thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. Very Half-Life 2-ish.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was be a nod to it, considering the mutant heads look a lot like the head crabs, at least to me.
You,
A bit.
yes, you are the hero. Customize your character, be who you want to be. Traverse the open world with speed.
I do need to play Sunset Overdrive sometime. One day. One day.
And special abilities to save
Yeah.
Sunset City.
Me too.
Now, in this demo, two of the game's factions have overrun the local amusement park, and our mission is to fight our way to the roller coaster on the far side. Let's go.
Ah, nice.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I do remember seeing this the first time and thinking, oh man, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But you know what I think now when I look at this and I'm kind of sad about it? It's
What?
Fortnite. It's Fortnite.
Oh, that's true. The
It's-
art
it-
style is too similar.
Yeah, it's a lot like... Now, obviously, you know, they didn't copy Fortnite. Fortnite came out a long time after this. But it's just, you know, I look at this now and I'm like, oh, it has a lot of movement, a lot of wacky movement, kind of zany stuff. It's Fortnite.
Yeah.
The art style even, right? Very Fortnite inspired. And it's like, ah, all right.
I mean, yeah, it is very similar to Fortnite. I will say, just watching him go around, like the way the camera and even the zip lines work, it just feels like Ratchet and Clank. It feels like we're on grind rails, at least for like the newer ones. Like they probably use the very same engine.
I mean, probably. It's like even some of the balloons and stuff make me think of Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like a Fortnite player. I only play it like if friends are like, yo, Fortnite, and I'm not doing anything. I'm like, sure, why not? Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't even play Fortnite, and like, I can totally understand where you're coming from. It's just wacky and zany, and it feels very similar, aside
Yeah.
from the lack of building.
Yeah, right.
Also, I don't know if it's just because of the art style, but just like looking at the environments, everything just seems really flat to me.
I could see it. They're going for kind of like a comic book style thing. I mean, even with the booms, right? Which
Yeah.
might be why.
I mean, maybe.
Man, look at all these Fortnite characters.
I know, right?
You can't, yeah, like you can't look at that and say that doesn't look like Fortnite. I feel so bad thinking that, but it's so true.
8 friends.
I mean, yeah, those all look
cooperatively
like they could be
and
Fortnite
save
skins.
Sunset City. So, whether you're playing solo or with friends, be the hero you want to be in Sunset Overdrive, starting October 28th, exclusively on Xbox One. Thank you.
Dead Rising 3. More of this, huh?
What the?
Oh.
Here comes a new challenger.
Frank. Oh, is this like a DLC or something?
It's probably like a DLC expansion or something, yeah. Because I think Dead Rising 3 came out last year, or at least they showed it last year.
I believe that would be correct. Yeah, it looks like they're showing off DLC. Oh yeah, because they have like a bunch of mini games in 3, I think. And I think they're really like silly.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this looks kind of bad. Like, it looks like it's goofy and fun, which is cool, but like, it feels very out of place, even for what we saw of Dead Rising 3.
Yeah. 31st, huh? Man. Where's Mega Man Legends 3? Capcom, I'm telling you. Man, I really want to become like a multi-millionaire so I can go to Capcom and say, Capcom, I will fund the entirety of Mega Man Legends 3.
Well, I hope you know, you probably have to be a billionaire to do that nowadays.
Ah, it's tofu.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, probably true. You know what? I'd just say, just make it. Yeah, I'd even, you know, here. I'd be like, here, if I can't make a modern day Mega Man, at least let me keep going for the PS1. You know.
2026.
Let me
PS1
just go.
game comes out.
Let me just go all the way back. I mean, to be fair, it'd probably make headlines, to be honest.
I mean, it would, because I mean, even when Limited Run released that version of Shantae for the Game Boy Advance, it actually made headlines.
Fans have danced to over 220 million songs.
Sarah Kim's Rock Band? Gee, I wonder why that is.
You can't make your own game your favorite.
Delivering high quality, innovative motion gaming experience.
You can at least go retro and say it's like Amplitude or Fuser, or not Fuser.
Disney Fantasia
What's the other one?
Music Evolved
I don't remember.
60 and Xbox One.
Well, their first game, the one before Amplitude.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was Fusion something.
Well, Fuser is their one that comes out after this. It's like the DJ game.
But since the launch of the Xbox One, our fans have been asking us,
okay, let me do a Google.
Are you bringing back our favorite dance franchise?
But yeah, I'm gonna.
The wait ends this September with Dance Central.
You know, and people might think I'm kidding. By the way, when I say like I want to fund Mega Man Legends 3, I'm literally not kidding. If I got like multi-millions of dollars, I probably would actually go to Capcom and try to get it to happen. That's how bad I want Mega Man Legends 3.
You'll be dancing to the hottest.
So what about Guitar Man?
Yeah, you know what? And I would do a thing too, where I said I would fund a Guitar Man anime or something. I would do that.
And magic with Disney Fantasia.
Would you ever make a new Guitar Man game?
On Xbox.
If the anime did well.
I was gonna say I'd love to play like a modern version of the rhythm game.
I mean, if they're like, yo, Will, you know, we completely like talked over this guy. I'm sorry.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll go back and we'll re-listen to it. But like, you know, if okay, here's the thing. Okay, if I had multi-millions of dollars, one thing I would do is I'd make Mega Man Legends 3. I would make sure Mega Man Legends 3 happened and existed. I would fund some kind of Guitar Man anime or something like that, right? Because I know it's a good ass anime plot. Would I fund a Guitar Man 2? I don't know. See, because it doesn't really need a sequel. But I would probably do at least a reboot. Yeah, either reboot or remake, right? I could see myself doing that.
Yeah.
What else would I do? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I specifically want? I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm fine. Like, I'd probably, it's weird how it's all like Capcom stuff too, essentially. Well, like Capcom isn't Guitar Man, but that's like the one thing that's not Guitar Man. Because I was gonna say, like, it's probably gonna happen on its own naturally in like the next few years. But Dino Crisis remake, I would do Dino Crisis as a remake. You know, because that'd be good. You know. How about you? What would you, if you had like millions of dollars? Is there anything that you would do? Like, would you go to like a game company and say, "Hey, I want this to be remade, or I want a sequel to this, or I want to turn this into like a show"?
So, if I had essentially unlimited money, I would go straight up to Atlas and be like, "Yo, make a Devil Survivor 3, man. I love that series, and it's such a shame we never got one after Devil Survivor 2."
Okay, intriguing.
Or I'd go up to Insomniac and be like, Hey, I'll give you some money if you start working on Ratchet now.
Okay, so you don't want anything necessarily new because we know they're gonna work on another Ratchet. You just want it to happen sooner.
I mean, yeah, like I wouldn't mind something new. I just can't think of anything in particular.
Okay. Interesting. See, I find it really interesting how I'm kind of going back to like the older series, right? And you're kind of sticking like to more, even if not modern, like I wouldn't say like classic stuff, right? It's interesting.
Yeah. Although I would say, actually, now that you mention it, I'd go to Sucker Punch and get a new Infamous game.
I mean, true. You probably could do that.
Anyways, I'm done.
Xbox One, our fans have been asking us.
Anybody else, like in the comments, by the way, I'd be curious, right?
Well,
You know, like what would you guys do if you guys had millions of dollars and could bring back like games or something?
Or like a
Get a
TV
sequel.
series or movie series if you feel so inclined.
Yeah.
With a soundtrack of chart-topping hits and new technology that allows us to get new tracks into the game much faster than ever before, you'll be dancing to the hottest hits of the moment week after week. So, dance to top hits and Dance Central Spotlight, and explore a world of music and magic with Disney Fantasia Music Evolved, only on Xbox this fall. See you at E3.
Okay.
I like how they just gave him like a very small like, yo, talk about your Dance Central stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they want to appeal to that wider audience, and Dance Central probably lands in the more casual audience.
Lionhead has been building a new kind of role-playing experience. Fable Legends is a bold
no.
Oh.
No.
Didn't this one get canceled?
No. This one happened. It's just the on-rail shooter. That's bad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Or am I wrong? No, because I'm thinking of Journey. You're right. Maybe this one didn't come out.
Because I want to say this was the new Fable game that they're coming out with, and then after being stuck in development hell for a while, Microsoft closed down Lionhead Studios.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. This one was canceled. I was thinking of Journey. That's my bad. Yeah, this one was canceled.
In this growing town, you and your friends find and begin your quest.
Huh.
You'll also encounter many
That's
of the
interesting.
heroes
It says the game was canceled in 2016 and the servers were shut down like a month later.
A hero of will.
They had servers up even though the game was canceled?
Apparently.
That's weird, but okay. Maybe they had some kind of beta test going on at the same time or something?
Probably.
All right, fancy pants.
And
I will say in terms of the art style and stuff, it looks really good though.
It does. Like, it's weird.
Let's see what's out
Right? Like, it's weird that they didn't seem to know what to do with Fable.
In this chapter,
You know?
Yeah.
of the Legends story, the heroes enter an old
Because, like, I don't know what Fable 3 is like, right? I heard, like I said before, I heard 3 was very not, like, meh, right? Not as good as 1 or 2. But it seems like after that they didn't know what to do because they did Journeys, which isn't Fable, to be honest. And this doesn't really seem like Fable either. It's a multiplayer game, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird place, like a weird way to take it. Because, like, just make another game with a story.
I mean, they
You know?
were probably playing into trends, and I mean, this is when a lot of multiplayer games started becoming bigger, especially co-op games like this. And I mean, obviously, Journeys was just like Microsoft being like, "Yo, make something for the Kinect."
Yeah, right. So it's
like,
just,
I'll give them a little bit of like leeway on that one, but not that it's good. But it's just I kind of understand where it came from.
yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It just ruins the franchise, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it does.
and Fable just seems so easy to do. Like, that's the weird thing about it. Just like have a funny story, right? Where you make decisions and you have moral choices. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an on-rail shooter. It doesn't have to be a multiplayer game. Just do what hopefully the remake does, right? Or reboot does. I'm hoping that's what the reboot does, to be honest.
We needed a new challenge for you, our players.
If it does, then I'll be really disappointed in Fable. But you can be the villain. Whoa.
Oh.
That's kind of innovative.
Fable Legends brings a whole new perspective to the game, controlling the world from above like a malevolent god. Every creature.
So you play as a villain and you get to play an RTS.
Seems so.
Dude, is this Brutal Legend all over again?
That's kind of funny, actually. Oh,
So for anyone who doesn't know, Brutal Legend was a game that came out, I think it was in 2009, and it was kind of marketed as like a hardcore hack and slash type, like heavy metal type game. You play that for, I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 hours, and then like the rest of the game, you basically play as an RTS type game on console. Like it's very weird. They marketed it for a game that it really wasn't.
Yeah, like that is pretty weird.
It's a good game. It's a fun game, and it's really interesting, but it's just, it was marketed really badly.
You want me? You got me.
We're almost there. Stick with it.
Yeah, you know, there was a trend around, I don't know if it was this time exactly, but like, where a lot of devs tried to shove multiplayer into games, right?
Yeah.
Which always made the game a bit worse. Funnily enough, right? You go figure.
Yeah.
Because I know a very infamous thing in relation to that is BioShock 2, which I probably talked about previously, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, I think I kind of like BioShock 2 for what it is, right? But it has this really, like, lazily tacked on multiplayer mode. Where it's just like a deathmatch shooter, essentially. It's like, alright. But, you know, it's just very tacked on. It's not really all that good.
Yeah, because there was quite a period that did that. They kind of stopped that a little bit in like the PS3 generation, mostly because consoles weren't capable of like co-op split screen. But then they eventually transitioned to online multiplayer, which is kind of what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
To sign up and learn more, visit FableLegends.com.
Oh, maybe it was the multiplayer beta they shut down. Yeah.
A team of heroes or mastermind the game as the evil villain. The choice is yours.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they even had the beta, to be honest.
I could mash any 2 games. I just feel like
Because, like, what I see here is they were going to have a beta in 2015, but then that was pushed back.
And Batman together.
That's true.
Ninja Turtles and Batman. Actually, no, that's what I want.
Just Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. The arcade Ninja Turtles.
I wonder how you would make a Ninja Turtles Batman game.
Yeah. Running to the side, running sideways.
In the style of the Arkham series of Batman.
Yes, that's what I want.
I mean, Ninja Turtles in the style of Arkham, that does sound pretty fun.
That does, actually.
But, like, how would you mix Batman and Ninja Turtles? I don't know if you really could. I'm not too sure. Because then that's getting into a whole weird thing, considering I'm pretty sure canonically Ninja Turtles kind of takes place-ish in the Marvel world.
Where's the rest of your game?
Ish.
That'd be funny, actually.
Because, I mean, they do show Daredevil. Like, Daredevil is actually a part of, like, Ninja Turtles, like, canon, I think. Because I think the thing is, like, the thing that makes Daredevil blind is the thing that the Ninja Turtles get splashed with when they're babies.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know if it's a canon. I think it's more like a gag, right? Because I think they show, like, young Daredevil, like, in the background, and the Ninja Turtles, like, getting hit with the ooze.
Oh, okay.
But I know people like to say, like, oh, it's Daredevil, and therefore it's canon. They're in the Daredevil universe, which I just find fun.
I mean, that is pretty fun.
Maybe let's see if I can show you a picture later.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute. Didn't they have the Ninja Turtles meet Batman once? I'm pretty sure they did, actually. I think there's a movie.
I would say I don't know.
So, what should our next game be? Steve's building some.
Yeah, they met Batman once.
How about?
Yeah, in 2019.
Zombie mechs from
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna have to watch that movie. Well, there you go.
I mean, yeah, if you like.
Little did they know, it's not a video game, but the Turtles do meet Batman. So, man, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's kind of funny. Yo, it's Conker.
I couldn't win
I don't know why he became like associated with Project Spark.
I guess maybe they just wanted to have a recognizable mascot.
Guess we'll have to make our own.
Oh, okay, that's actually really funny. I like that. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Almost 10 years without a new game. Guess we'll have to make our own.
Yeah. Conquer only in Spark. Yeah, so I think what happened is I think they made like a Conquer-based game in Project Spark. I think. So he didn't get his own game, but he was like in Project Spark. Kind of weird, right? That's, you know what, if I had
really
more
weird.
millions of dollars, I would also make a new Conquer game. Right?
Yeah.
Give me Conquer 2 or whatever. I want that. Ori and the Blind Forest. I can tell because of the tree.
Aw, dude.
I still really need to play that game. In fact, I remember
do
this
too.
trailer, like really, I remember this trailer a bunch. Because I remember seeing this trailer and going, holy shit, that looks so beautiful. And I really want to play it, then I never got around to it. Because like this trailer like made me feel things, and I'm like, damn. If a trailer can do that, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah. Ori was such an interesting game. It had a very unique look for like a 2D platformer. It got me actually kind of interested in it as someone who doesn't really play them.
Yeah,
And
so
I still haven't played it.
Yeah, right. Like exactly the same. You know what? Maybe it's almost time that I actually finally pick up Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah. That might not be a bad idea. Because I've heard it's really good, and the sequel they made later was also really good.
Yeah, right. I don't know. This is an example of like a really good trailer, though. It tells you everything you need to know, right? And then it's like, damn, time to hit me in my emotional spot.
Oh, he's gone! Oh. I saw the flashing lights in the first shot, and I thought that was like people's phones or something. I got really confused, and then it panned around, and I'm like, oh, that's just their lighting.
Yeah, it's just the cool wristbands they got. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one.
If I were to go hang out with somebody from a video game, I'd probably choose Duke Nukem. And the old Duke, like the original Duke.
And hang out
Yeah,
with
fair.
Marcus, the first character you play in State of Decay, because he's just an everyman. He's just a dude.
The main character in Limbo.
The ogre in Titanfall. The guy's walking down Manhattan with his little buddy. I'd do that down the streets of Seattle. That would be pretty cool.
Be Master Chief. He's just one of the best characters, best designed characters. Great background, great story. Everything about him is just awesome.
I mean, yeah, understandable. Speaking of which, segue into Halo. Are they still doing Halo 5? They're showing more like
I think
Halo
this would
5
have been
stuff.
Halo 5, yeah. Or would this be the Master Chief Collection?
This would be the Master Chief Collection, because this is from 2. I remember this scene.
Okay.
Because this is from the original trailer too, actually. The original Halo 2.
Forget the stories.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Forget the legends.
Oh, you know, it's
Also,
really
I got
funny.
Keith David doing the voiceover.
Yeah. Well, he was the Arbiter. Right.
I totally forgot about that, actually.
For he is more than the sum of his actions.
But yeah, I still need to play the Master Chief Collection. It looks beautiful, right? Like, damn, like I've seen cutscenes from the Master Chief Collection. I'm like, holy shit, that looks beautiful, right?
Yeah, we need to play it.
We do, cause like, Agent Locke? Oh no, this is what? Is this like both 5 and Master Chief Collection? This is definitely from Halo 2. They're talking about Agent Locke, who I'm pretty sure is from 5.
Huh.
Because I think Locke is the guy that people don't like.
Oh.
Because the seeds of our future.
Why is the
Maybe
Arbiter
this
there?
is fine. Maybe they're just doing a bait and switch.
Okay, what the hell? I'm so confused. I think does Locke talk to the Arbiter? See, now I need to play Halo 5 because now I don't. Because does that even make sense? Story-wise, I don't know.
I don't know for sure. To be fair, this might just be an announcement of both
Halo
of them.
4, Master Chief was mourning the loss of his closest companion. He was questioning everything, his role, his purpose, and who and what he was fighting for. Now Master Chief begins a deeply personal journey, questioning authority and searching for the truth. And as we just revealed, there's also someone else looking for answers, searching for him. This is about Master Chief's journey, his past and his future. At 343, when we think about the Halo universe, we think of it as a real place inhabited by real characters and populated with a real, almost tangible history.
Yeah,
and so
fair.
bringing that history
Fair.
to life on Xbox One isn't just about making a game. It's about embracing our traditions and our roots and everything that we are passionate about with Halo. It's about retelling Chief's entire legendary tale precisely the way you remembered it, and then also from a new perspective as we lead up to the launch
I love how
of
you can
Halo
see like
5
the armor
next
changes.
year. And so,
Yeah.
on November 11th, 2014, for the first time ever, you can play the entire Master Chief saga on a single console, the Xbox One, with Halo, the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I do need to play that. I do need to play that.
The Master Chief Collection
Yeah.
is massive. It includes the games Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. But it's not just a celebration of our past. It's also about
And it retroactively got ODST and Reach, I believe, right?
included in the Master Chief.
Yeah, I think those did come later.
I'd like to welcome Dan Ayub, 343's executive producer of the Master Chief Collection.
Thanks, Bonnie. When we started working on the Master Chief Collection, we knew we had an opportunity to do something special. To not only rekindle our fans' memories, but to also introduce a new generation of fans to the Halo universe. The collection features a single unified interface to give you all 4 games
It's a game, dude.
with everything
We all flub
unlocked
sometimes.
on one disc
Yeah,
in a
it'll happen.
single seamless interface, so you can play the Chief's journey however you want. Now, unlocking everything at the offset also lets us do something else. We're going to create custom playlists, taking great moments from all 4 games and combining them together. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, as many of you know, November marks the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2. And I am excited to tell you that Halo 2 is getting the full anniversary treatment. We've retouched...
Yeah, it brought back the
We've retouched
multiplayer, which was
every part
really
of the
nice.
game.
Really,
And
really
of
nice.
course, you can switch from new to classic
Yeah.
at the touch of a button. Now, Halo 2's multiplayer was special for a lot of reasons, and we wanted to keep that
See, I didn't know you
intact.
could go
So
back
Halo
to
2
classic.
Anniversary will contain the original Halo 2
That is cool. I didn't know
multiplayer
that either.
exactly as it shipped 10 years ago. In addition, we selected 6 iconic Halo 2 maps to recreate with the power of the Xbox One. I'd like to show you guys some gameplay on Ascension with the help of our pro players today. Okay, guys, everyone ready? All right. Okay, let's go. So we're going to be showing you gameplay from Ghost's POV because he's a lot better than I am. Gonna try and... Oh, yes, we are playing Spartans versus Elites. A night, and he's
Yep.
crouching on me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's funny.
You also saw there a dual wield, another big mainstay of Halo 2
Oh.
gameplay. And as I said, we are playing Spartans versus Elites. This is actually one of my favorite maps. You've got some great sight lines. You can really see the vistas popping here as well. Okay, there we go. We'll go. Go. Nice.
Sniper kill.
Okay. Oh, get the Banshee. Oh yeah, here we go. We got him.
Oh,
We got him.
doing the flips. Oh, he stuck him.
Yeah,
Game over.
That's just a sneak peek of what's coming your way November 11th. The Master Chief Collection has over 100 multiplayer maps. That is every map ever released on Halo 1 through 4.
Wow.
All running on their original engines. All running at 1080p.
Yeah, I do feel like
frames per
this
second
is the way to
on
do
dedicated servers.
like game collections, right?
And
Like if you're gonna
finally,
remaster like a game
because
series,
achievements are awesome,
I think this is how you
yeah,
do
Chief
it,
Collection will
right?
ship with 4,000 gamer score. Thanks, Bonnie.
Thanks, Dan. That's a huge amount of gameplay. But in addition to great gameplay, we wanted to lay the foundation for the future. So included in the Master Chief Collection is Halo Nightfall, our live-action digital series created in collaboration with executive producer Ridley
Did
Scott
I ever
and
watch
director
Nightfall?
Sergio
I
Gazan.
don't recall.
The series introduces a pivotal new character in a story that leads right up to Halo 5 Guardians.
No,
As
I
you
wouldn't
can
watch
see,
this then.
Halo Nightfall is currently in production, and we're thrilled to have this opportunity to work with such an amazingly talented team. And last but not least, the final piece of the Master Chief Collection. This December, we bring you the Halo 5 Guardians beta. It's a celebration of our arena multiplayer legacy, and the beta will debut new game modes and features. So here's just a small taste of what you're going to experience this holiday. Enjoy.
Oh boy, red versus blue. But like the not funny kind.
Yeah.
Please welcome back Phil Spencer.
The Halo franchise is the reason Xbox
Limbo.
is here today. Halo
I assume
launched
that's his
the
favorite
original
game then.
Xbox. Halo launched Xbox Live.
I guess so.
And Halo was a cornerstone on Xbox 360. Now, the Master Chief Collection will allow gamers
Voodoo
to
Vince.
experience
Oh,
the
you know what?
entire Master Chief story.
Rare. You know, I gotta give you some props for that one. That's a rarity to see.
You'll be able to play everything you've just seen.
Then why are you
on
wearing a
Xbox
Limbo
One
shirt? Maybe you couldn't find Voodoo Vince.
I wouldn't be surprised. There might not even be Voodoo Vince shirts out there.
These
Yeah, if
games
there is.
represent just a handful
If there
of
is,
many
let
games
me
you will
see.
this year. In addition to our holiday lineup, we are also investing in new IP, familiar franchises.
Oh, I mean, there is now, at
continued
least.
Investment in Xbox Live.
Yeah, you know, they look okay.
I'm excited to
Nah, I might
share
consider
a
it.
selection of our games from our 2015 portfolio and beyond. I believe these games highlight the breadth, depth, and diversity of our gaming portfolio.
Unless he has that on because he wants to show off.
Let's start with the game from an incredible studio.
What's that one game
Their
that came
first
out?
game.
Yeah, Limbo. Okay, so it
Inside?
is this.
Favorite game
Inside,
of
yeah.
all time. It
Yeah.
debuted
It's
on
the same
Xbox
devs, right?
360 and
Yeah.
went on to win
Yeah.
Game of the Year honors. This is a first look at what they have been working on for the last 4 years, and it will debut on Xbox in early 2015.
I did really like Inside. I like Limbo as well, so you know, it only makes sense I'd like both. Have you played Inside? I forget.
I have not.
Ah, okay. It's really good. Do recommend. Yeah, the water sections in the game are really, really creepy too.
Yeah.
It's a weird game though. It's really weird, like really strange. Have they made anything else?
I want to say they did, but I don't recall at the moment what it would be.
Let me see here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Nope, just number one inside.
Director of ID at Xbox,
Oh.
Chris
I wonder if they have any new plans then.
Hey everybody. ID at Xbox is a program we've built to help independent developers.
I mean, hey, I'll play whatever they
realize
make
their creative
next.
Visions and bring great games to Xbox One. Independent developers like Cappy, Iron Galaxy, and Team Colorblind build some of the most unique and diverse gameplay experiences anywhere. Through the ID at Xbox program, we're supporting their creativity by providing developers with free development kits, free middleware options, and ongoing support that enables developers to self-publish on Xbox One. They get to use the full power and unique features of Xbox, from Live to Kinect, Smart Glass, our impulse triggers, and of course, our support for 8 controllers on one Xbox. We're thrilled to have so many amazing creators working on incredible new games, many of which are going to ship first for console on Xbox One. Games that feature innovative multiplayer like Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time by Asteroid Base, totally new takes on social play like #IDARB from Mother Ocean, or that are just rad games like Plague Inc. Evolved from Endemic Creations, Cuphead from
Good one.
Studio MDHR,
Another
and
good one.
Massive Chalice from Double Fine. Let's take a look at
Not a
just
good one.
fraction of the
Yeah, that one I can't really speak of.
from independent
I never
developers
played it, but I heard
to
Massive
Xbox
Chalice
One.
was pretty bad. Oh, I saw Lovers of the Dangerous Space-Time in there.
Night Squad. I don't recall that one. I do like Plague
I
Inc.
never saw that one. I heard
Plague Inc.
Plague
is
Inc.
good.
is really good. White Knight. I don't
White Knight looks
know
kinda
what that
cool.
one is. Earthblock. I do have this one on Steam. Never played it though. Cuphead.
Cuphead. We all know that's a classic, even if I've never played it. Hyper Light Drifter.
Hyper Light
heard good things
Drifter is
about that,
also
too.
another classic. I've heard it's really good. And we're actually getting Hyper Light Breakers soon too. True.
That's interesting.
This is so weird. Are they like making levels for them like with the Kinect?
It looks like it. Oh, Mighty Number 9. Ooh. That's a rough
Oh
one.
no! I didn't realize they showed that at E3. I first heard about it on Kickstarter. That is also another game where they marketed by KJ Aonuma, I think. It's like one of the big people. Yeah, one of the big people of Mega Man.
Yeah. But, like, in that case, though, like, I mean, he did technically create Mega Man, I think. Like, I don't know how much he actually did, but he is, like, at least the creator. Like, it's same thing, though, like you said, though, right? Where it's marketers like, yo, he's the guy that made Mega Man. It's like, well, yeah, but, I mean, there are a lot of other people at Capcom that probably helped a lot, right? You know?
Yeah, like, I don't know for sure, but when I hear he's the creator of Mega Man, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the guys that was instrumental in the concept of it, and at least maybe the base design of, like, the first game. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was involved a ton in the games after that, or, like, with the actual programming of the game.
LeBron James, I can do it.
Yeah, right.
It sounds more conceptual, like a director type thing, rather than, like, on the hands, like, or on the ground, like boots in the trench type of deal.
Yeah, like, I could see that. So, yeah, I feel like it's just a way to get instant buzz, right?
Yeah. It was for sure with that game.
And same thing with ukulele too, right? It's like, yo, we worked on Banjo-Kazooie. You like Banjo-Kazooie? You want a new one? So yeah, I do, but that comes down as mediocre, right?
You say the flashbacks have stopped. This is excellent improvement, but I'm concerned that you're still shutting yourself away at home. It's important to gradually take steps into the outside world.
That's a bear, dude. Holy crap. She's not outrunning a bear. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Take some walks.
Good job, Laura.
Maybe pick up a nice hobby. A girl your age, you should be exploring new horizons. I'd like to know you're taking care of yourself.
It's actually kind of funny because at first I wasn't too sure what this game was, but then I heard her jump and I heard her do like her little grunt, so I'm like, oh, that's Laura's voice actor.
Yeah, right.
Frozen in ice.
I find it really interesting that they're going with the angle that she's in therapy. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, because I assume this is for Rise of the Tomb Raider, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the ice pick was like a big mechanic of the game compared to the first one.
Probably.
Miss Croft.
It's a very good game, though.
We become who we're meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, from CD Projekt Red, executive producer John Mamais and Konrad Tomaszkiewicz.
Hello?
The Witcher
Conrad and I
3.
are totally thrilled to be able to premiere some new gameplay of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
His favorite game is Doom.
I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know, I just imagine playing a Witcher game that's very similar to Doom, and it makes me kind of laugh a little bit.
Here we're about 10 hours into the game on a griffin hunt. The griffin is nearby, so we prep for a possible encounter.
Probably to adjust its grip on its prey.
Equipping items needed for combat in this instance, a set of buffing potions, and a small crossbow. As mutants, Witchers possess heightened senses that can be used on command to, among other things, track prey. We can better perceive visual and sound clues in this state.
Oh, there he is.
It's a
Slain. Okay, maybe not slain, but tracked or something.
The bolts we fired will leave a trail of blood behind to help us track it. This sequence is set in a vast wilderness area known as No Man's Land. We can traverse any viewable location in the world.
So it's kind of funny. So not too long ago, Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail came out, and Viper, the new class in the game, I actually came to a conclusion it's a lot like a Witcher in the Witcher series, based on what I know anyway, from what you told me. Right?
Yeah.
Very similar. Like it's like, oh, we hunt special monsters. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very similar in that regard.
See, combat looks real nice in this game too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Damn, must have his body. He samurai'd him.
Yeah. No, honestly, The Witcher 3 has always looked really good to me. I just really want to get more into the Witcher series before I play 3, because like I know you don't technically have to play Witcher 1 and 2, but I want to get the lore, I want to get the backstory.
Yeah, like that's kind of my take on it too, right? Is like you get more of like the lore and the backstory.
Hey, Griffin. Trail took me through here.
So you'd probably appreciate it a lot more, you know what I mean, right?
Could be more bands in the
yeah.
area. I'll come back once I'm done with it.
And if they aren't as good as what I've heard, because I don't know, I've had people tell me like, oh, the first two are bad, like don't play them. I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously, I'm not going to really be able to say until I play them. But, you know, even if that is the case, you know, then it'll just be even sweeter when we get to the third one and the best one, right?
Yeah, because like I never played The Witcher 2. The first game, you can clearly tell it's a bit of an older game, like it does show its clunkiness at times. But like I never felt it to be really bad, though the last time I played it would have been like 5 years ago, at least. But like, I remember watching my brother play a decent amount of The Witcher 2, and like it looked really good. It looked like it felt really good in terms of like gameplay and like everything, because he liked playing those games on harder difficulty, so he was using all the potions and magic and mechanics in the game. So like I imagine it's still good. But yeah, The Witcher 1 will feel a little dated if you're not used to a bit of older like RPGs, but I wouldn't say it's like bad.
All right. Ah, taken down. Uh-oh. Ooh. Special Witcher blade.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, they normally have 2 weapons on them. One is like a regular steel sword, generally for like human enemies, while they have a enchanted silver sword for monsters. So I assume that's what that is.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
This was just a very small part of the epic RPG that is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the Zayabista team back in Warsaw for their tremendous effort.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Creative Director Ken Lobb.
I love E3.
Killer Instinct.
I've been making games for about 26 years.
What's your favorite game, Ken Lobb?
So I've been to a lot of
Crackdown?
shows.
Fair.
Basically every
Solid.
show they let me go to since early 1989. I like to spend much of my time as possible helping teams make their games great. Last year we announced Killer Instinct, one of the games I worked on in my past. I was thrilled with the response of the show, of course at launch, and I'm looking forward to playing people this week with TJ Combo. The idea of rebooting beloved old games is something that I have a lot of passion for. So we're doing it again. There's another game that I've always wanted to bring back from the original Xbox. Some would call it a cult classic. But I think, honestly, design. Great design is what we should be looking for when we're deciding what games we should build. So I'm honored to be up here on the stage today to announce, well, let's just watch the trailer.
Huh. Not coming to me what this one is.
Yeah, I don't recognize it. The battle for reality, huh?
Phantom Dust. See, I don't recall Phantom Dust.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen that. I wonder if it got canceled.
How many hours have you played video games in your entire life?
Okay, so the original Phantom Dust came out in 2004.
Okay.
So did the remake happen?
Years of playing games.
Or whatever that is.
Over 2 man-years of gaming.
Due to monetary issues, Microsoft decided to cancel the remake, leading to the closure of Darkside, the studio that was working on it.
Hours over my life.
Not bad. Massive hours. Tens of thousands.
A remastered version of the game was developed and released in 2017, though.
Game director from
Oh, that's kind of cool.
By a company called Code Mystics.
All right. Oh, the Division.
Hello, everyone.
It's great to be back here at E3 this year with Microsoft and Xbox. So last year, we gave you a glimpse of a New York City on the brink of collapse, paralyzed by a devastating and deadly virus, which was released on Black
So
Friday.
Phantom Dust is apparently
This year, we want to take you even deeper into our
an action
world.
strategy with elements of
So let's
digital
join a group
collectible
of
card
division
games.
agents as we navigate through a dangerous part of the city on our way
You know
to
what? I'm gonna add that one to the
establishing a
list
critical foothold
of games to
in
look
an
for
area which
sometime.
has been
I'm
overrun
intrigued.
by hostile factions.
Snow is falling down just a little bit. The world's so quiet and still. Santa's out
Phantom
there
Dust.
flying around, and it's true.
Okay, I know where we are.
Yo, it's you, Megan.
I'm setting the waypoint to the base. Check your
I don't know you're at E3.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I popped by. I don't quite remember.
Looks like it's pretty close.
It's funny because I always see people spell Megan like the other two ways. I very rarely see it spelled the same way I spell mine.
Looks clear. I'm getting a reading over here. This must have been the last train out. Looks like everybody panicked.
See, that's kind of cool. Like I said, I've not played The Division. I know people were, I'm pretty sure anyway, that people were pretty disappointed when it came out. I couldn't really tell you why. But like,
yeah, I don't recall either.
This must be where they were talking about.
it seems like it would have been interesting though.
Watch your step.
Like if it's an okay single player game, I'll probably give it a shot at some point. Well, let me see.
Okay.
The Division. I'm kind of curious.
There you are.
Hey guys.
Now, it's online only, so no. Presumably.
Okay, unlock my base. It's up here on the right.
Can you tell me about the reception? Generally favorable. Am I wrong then? I remember some, maybe, is it The Division 2? Maybe, I don't know, I don't remember. I remember something about people not liking it. Oh, this is probably it. Criticized for lacking variety in its activities and missions. Explaining it does little to break from or advance what is becoming the norm of the looter-shooter genre.
That's fair.
So that's probably what I heard mostly, is from people that probably didn't really like that aspect. Because, yeah, it's probably a fun game, but if you can only play it for like so long before you get bored, yeah, you know, that's not super great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like this take on a looter shooter at least, where it's like, yo, it's more real instead of all the other looter shooters that just try to be like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess you have like Destiny, which is also a looter shooter, which isn't quite like Borderlands, but it's still like, yo, we're in the future. Right.
I mean, yeah.
Can you mark some of these guys? Got trouble. I can't move. I'm pinned.
Gotta hit him, Chris. It's all you, dude. Yeah, I'm on it. Light him up.
Oh God, look out.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get down. I'm pushing forward, I'm pushing forward.
Bronson, wait.
I'm down.
Hold on.
Let's go, revive me, let's go.
Oh, there's a guy right behind me.
Man, you gotta love the fake, like, online talk, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're fine. Get up.
Okay, last two. Hit him, hit him, hit him.
Turret's down.
You know, I hope... Damn, I hope I don't have to watch the Ubisoft conference to see the one for Siege. Because I know the one for Siege is really funny. Right?
Yeah. Because it would have come out around this time, wouldn't it? Or is it like next year? I think it's next year.
Good game, guys.
Came out 2015.
Oh, okay.
So it would come out next year. So in theory, we would see it this year. So I might have to comb through the Ubisoft one just to like slap it in. Because I don't know, it's very funny, right? And I know we had said we might do some of the like ones, like we might do some of the side conferences, right?
Yeah.
Please welcome Game Director Hideki Kamiya.
And honestly, Megan, if you ever think of any that you want to take a look at, you can just say so, right?
My team and
Oh no, I know what this is, and it's gonna make me sad.
game exclusively on Xbox One. As a game creator, my passion has been giving audiences unique experiences.
I'm intrigued.
So I think I did mention this a little while ago, but I'm pretty sure this is scale-bound. And like, I remember seeing this at the time, and I'm like, oh my god, this game looks amazing. I might even buy an Xbox just for this game. And then it took forever to come out, got in developer hell, and then eventually got canceled. And we never saw it again.
Yeah, I do appreciate his very stone-faced pun of a whole new scale. Right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Hideki Kamiya is a very interesting person.
Oh, he's wearing headphones. This guy, I mean.
Yeah. For some reason.
So this one gets canceled, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, so you got your kind of quirky looking protagonist. Very common for the time.
Yeah,
like,
that
yo,
was a big
yeah,
trend.
what's up? Yo, I'm gonna put my headphones on. Yeah, woo! Right? Kind of like how, the one game that came out with the protagonist that nobody liked. Which is that one? The one with the girl?
The one with the girl. I don't know, you might have to give me more than that, I don't quite recall.
See, that's all you should, in theory, need. If people in the comments, if you know which game I'm talking about, please put down in the comments so I can poke fun at Megan even more for that. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the co-founder and creative director for CloudGen, David Jones.
Today, I'm excited to reveal the return of a game close to my heart and the hearts of many gamers, and one we're building all new and exclusively for Xbox One. In addition to a whole new campaign,
Yeah, Forspoken, that's it.
it's also coming
Oh,
back in a
okay.
See, that's all you needed, Megan. That's all you should have needed. I mean, I couldn't think of the name. So technically, I should have also only needed that.
It's time to reimagine your open world gaming experience.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting, because like I know a lot of people don't like it because of the cringy dialogue. And like, I don't know, I guess the gameplay or the story's not very interesting. But like, I've heard a lot of people talk about Forspoken and say it's actually a pretty fun game. Not worth full price and, you know, not the best game, but it's pretty fun for what it is.
Like, I'm only bringing up Forspoken just because that kind of seems like they're very similar to how this main character kind of would have been, and how a lot of, like by this I mean the one for Scalebound, along with, you know, how some main characters kind of were at the time, where it's like, you know, you got to be the kind of hyperactive, woo, yeah, let's go kind of main character, right?
I mean, yeah, it was trendy for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if people were just really tired of that by the time Forspoken came out.
I mean, for sure. Like, I mean, obviously, like, the part of the issue with Forspoken that I know of is just the dialogue is really poorly written. But, so you know, you can have a character like that and have it be good if the dialogue is more okay, I suppose. But, yeah, so I don't know. So, Scalebound, So, was Scalebound just going to be like a game where you had a dragon? Is there more about it that I should know?
Like, obviously that was just an announcement trailer. I think we see one later, but I think it's like an RPG where you have like a dragon companion. It just looked really interesting.
Okay, well, I mean,
and you know me, I like my dragons.
You do like dragons. I mean, I think it's a cool idea. It is a shame it got canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, well, according to the legacy of Scalebound, apparently several elements from Scalebound were reworked to appear in Bayonetta 3.
Okay, that's funny. I didn't know that.
I mean, that's kind of cool if that's the case. Man, that's kind of sad, actually. So the concept for the game was created in 2006, but they decided to develop Bayonetta instead. Then they repitched the game after Bayonetta. They made a prototype, but it didn't generate any interest. The studio was like, okay, we'll just make Wonderful 101 instead. So then they did that. And then after the Wonderful 101, they're like, okay, look, Scalebound? And then that's when they began development. And then I guess after that, they just... Let's see, what they say about it. Well, they could create the game whose gameplay would have been unlike any other game previously developed by Platinum. Kamiya described it as a big challenge for the studio. Bayonetta-styled action and reflexes is not the core focus of the game, but he promised that the game's combat will remain at the quality of always defined Platinum Games' actions. Photorealistic. First-person action role-playing game. Or no, not first-person. First action role-playing game developed by Platinum. My bad, I read that wrong.
Yeah.
He described the game as a dream come true for him. He always wanted to create a game where dragons are the player's companion as opposed to being enemies. I mean, it sounds like he had a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I think it would have been a very interesting game. This is a shame it never came out.
Kamiya cited the 1987 Dragon Slayer action role-playing game Sorcerian as inspiration. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, based on the wiki article, they have a lot that they actually planned for this. And he felt both sides failed. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you never know, Megan. Apparently, as of 2021, they have stated that while Scalebound remains an intellectual property fully owned by Microsoft, Platinum Games would want to return to it if given the opportunity to.
Okay. So maybe one day.
In a video interview with Cutscenes, Kamiya apologized for the game's cancellation and stated the development team were not experienced enough in creating a title with an emphasis on online features. So you never know, Megan. It could happen one day still. Would you, if you had $1 billion, like infinite money, would you do that? Would you say Scalebound? I want to fund you.
I'd be really tempted. I'm just not sure. I'm not too sure what I would do with it.
Because, yeah, like, just based on this, it seems like it would have been a really interesting idea. But yeah, I'm glad we got to see it at E3, because I know you've talked to me about that game before.
Yeah.
Well, you're in luck. We like dominoes.
And you know what? Honestly, the trailer looked pretty cool for it.
Let's play.
Yeah, like, I'm assuming next year, or maybe even sometime after this, we'll see another trailer where they show actual gameplay. I just remember seeing that gameplay and it looked amazing.
Okay, well now I'm even more intrigued. Hopefully we get to see that next year.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when they did it. I assume it would have been at E3 because I don't ever really watch Xbox stuff not at E3. Because I think at this point I was watching pretty much all of them.
Now I'm trying to think which game this could be. Or did they say it and I just didn't realize?
I don't think they said it. It kind of looks like it might be Crackdown 3 or Crackdown 2.
It looks like it could be a Crackdown. Would Crackdown... Well, I mean, I think Crackdown 2 is already out. Is there a Crackdown 3?
There is. I think it ended up coming out like quite a bit later after this, if that's what it is. But yeah, it eventually did come out. It just took a really long time.
Huh.
Or maybe this was a reboot. That I don't remember if this became Crackdown 3 or if this actually came out.
I'm not too sure.
Platinum Games and Crackdown. It's great to see those games on our stage. Yeah, Crackdown.
Yeah,
is
Crackdown
coming
3 came
back.
out in
I
2019.
said
Yeah,
you'd
it's
see
weird.
Crackdown when we had the right team to build the game. That team is led by the original game creator and a friend of mine, Dave Jones. It was great to have him on our stage today.
Was your okay? It was delayed because this originally was set to release in 2016.
We showed you
It was then delayed a number of times.
and shared our commitment to make
Oh, okay. So it
Xbox
eventually
One
becomes
the
Crackdown
best
3
place
then.
to play games this
It seems so.
We showed
Okay,
you
I was like,
this
I don't know if this is a
holiday,
different
the best
Crackdown game,
place
but
to
I don't
play games
recall there
is
being
on
like a
Xbox
reboot or
One.
anything. So that makes
This
sense.
is just the beginning. We will continue to invest in bringing new creators to Xbox One. We'll continue to bring you new features to ensure that Xbox Live is the only place where you and your friends will be able to play the most anticipated multiplayer games of the year: Halo, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Destiny, Forza, Sunset Overdrive, Battlefield Hardline, and more. We will continue to listen to you, our community, and will continue to make Xbox for you. That's not just my personal commitment, but the commitment of the entire Xbox team. Thank you for making your voice heard, and thank you for helping us shape the future of the new Xbox.
Trying to see how many of these I recognize. The first one kind of looked like shoot, Evil Within. I don't think it was, but the first one kind of looked like Evil Within.
Yeah.
From the creators of Resident Evil, by the way. So, you know, at least I believe that one was cited as, oh, from the creators of Resident Evil. It's like, well, yes, but also no. That one's D4, I believe. I love how D4 is still shown at that, though.
Yeah.
You know what? Once again, $1 billion. Let me finish D4. Let me go and finish D4. I want to finish D4.
Yeah, that would be quite an interesting experience if they were finished it, because that game is so memorable. I only played it the one day.
Yeah, right. So what did you think of that conference?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, we saw a lot of really interesting stuff. They didn't try and bullshit us with all the social media and, like, media center stuff on the console. They just showed us games.
Yeah, like, I think that was better. I was not bored. The hour and a half actually seemed like it flew by, which, you know, I wasn't really expecting. I did like the little intercuts of the devs kind of talking about, like, what their favorite games were.
Yeah, they did a good balance of that, and they also didn't spend a ton of time like with any of the developers talking on stage either, which was kind of nice. Like it's nice to
Yeah.
get a little bit, but sometimes it goes on a bit too long.
Yeah, right? Like, admittedly, in hindsight, the quality of the games that they showed, maybe not always the best, right? It's kind of a more of a hindsight kind of deal. But overall, pretty good games, I'd say, for the most part.
Yeah.
And yeah, not a boring conference. I actually kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Even if, once again, it's not games that, I necessarily played. It's games that got me excited, like Sunset Overdrive and Ori and, even The Division. Even if, like, I didn't have too much of an interest in it and thus never played it, it's still, I got a Division that looks pretty cool, right? Master Chief Collection, like, that's really cool, right? Like, a lot of these, really solid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that bad. All right, well, I guess we'll be moving on to Sony next.
Sony.
Should I see if I can find the thing from Ubisoft? Like, not to do the full conference, but I mean, like, see if I can find the part where they talk about Siege. Should I do that?
I mean, if you want to, sure.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I believe I found the spot in the conference where they show Siege. It is in the 2014 one, so it is the same year. Apparently, they also talk about, like, Assassin's Creed a little bit more in this one, too. I think they just show the same gameplay, in fact.
Yeah.
But this should show Siege. And, this is, like, literally the epitome of, gamers don't talk like that when they play video games, right? Which is why I want to show it, because we were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair.
Team Raven and Team... Here we
go.
Oh boy, it's Dante.
Be careful, all right?
I will.
Noodles. Noodles is my favorite character.
Noodles!
First floor is all boarded up. Yeah, we faced these guys before. All right, my drone spawned on the second floor.
I love the way he just says that, like, super serious.
Yeah, right. Dude, we're serious gamers, man.
Like, most gamers would be like, okay, I got my drone on the second floor.
Master bedroom.
I got one ground level. Looks like he's blocking the main entrance.
Yeah, it's so weird to see Siege without, like, any of the actual characters. It's like just your very basic, like, cops versus robbers kind of deal.
Yeah, I kind of forgot, like, initially it was just, like, a generic type guy you were playing as.
Oh boy, the NPC notices you. And
Yeah.
talks to you, man, it's crazy.
Shit, they saw me. Drone's out.
Ah,
I
shit.
say we breach the garage. No, I'd rather not. I mean,
Well,
they
she
always
just
defend
ratted
with
you
a
out.
shitload of booby traps.
I mean, yeah.
I say we drop in the roof and breach the 3 second-floor windows. We all come in at once. What do you guys think?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
All right,
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, okay, let's go. Alright, gotcha, boss. Alright, go, go, go. Okay, they do still have a guy with a shield, though. So maybe they did have the idea of, like, classes, maybe just not, like, as characters.
It was probably more just what equipment you can take rather than being a specific character, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad way of doing it.
You good?
But at the same time, like,
What?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did classes because they wanted to sell cosmetics.
Yeah, all good.
I was trying to point out that even though this is like alpha footage or whatever, the lighting is so much better than in the actual game with this.
Yeah? Huh.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the lighting in this is much better from what I remember. Haven't played Siege in a long time, though.
That's
shit.
pretty funny. Is this another case of the game being downgraded? Ooh.
No.
I mean, it was Ubisoft that did Watch Dogs after all.
True.
All right, watch out.
I'm moving around.
You can't. Enemy is camping outside.
Shit. Okay.
There's no way any of this is real gameplay, by the way.
Go on, move up. All right.
Yeah, there's no way.
Go, 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 hallway. Let's go. Move up, move up.
Move up, move up. I've never talked to my friends like that in a video game.
See, I feel like if you guys were playing this, you'd be like yelling at each other more and be like, "Move up, move up!"
I mean, probably, right? I think we got the famous line right here.
Yeah.
It's Havoc.
It's Havoc. He's in the bathroom.
Me and my friends, when we played Siege, I'm gonna pause it here just so I don't interrupt this much. But me and my friends used that like all the time when we actually played Siege, because like if we ever had a guy who was like going crazy and like actually getting a lot of kills, we'd be like, "Oh shit, it's Havoc." Right? Havoc became like our term for like a good player in the game.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah, I still find it really funny. Like in hindsight, maybe this comes across like I wasn't being toxic, okay? I know this is gonna. It makes it sound like it's gonna be toxic. So I remember playing like one game in Siege where I was playing by myself because I think my friends are like not on yet, and so I was playing a bit of like a game by myself, and I got this message going like, "Yo, you want a Siege?" I'm like, "Okay, my friends are in," and then. It was like in the middle of the game, and I remember going crazy. I think I killed I think it was just me, and I had my own Havoc moment where I killed like the entire enemy team, right?
Oh,
and it was like in the middle of the game, like the game wasn't over yet, and then it switched to like the next round, and because I wanted to just go play with my friends, I didn't really care. I just typed in chat "too easy" and then left the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny because I'm not saying like, "Oh, it's too easy, so I'm gonna leave." I just thought, I'm just gonna type "too easy" and then leave because then I don't know. It was funny to me at the time.
Shit, I missed. Damn it. Okay, bring her over to us.
But I just wanted to go play with my friends.
Where are they?
Ah, shit.
I mean, yeah.
I see him.
Damn, Liquid Bacon got him.
Shit, he's got a shield up. He's got us pinned down. Wrath, take this guy out. Main hallway.
I can't see him. Window's blocked.
All right, hang on. I got it. Nice. Go.
See, I remember a big part of their marketing was like, "Oh, the walls are destructible," and it's just like it is kind of cool how you can just shoot through the walls.
It is.
Sorry, guys, for losing a hostage.
Oh, man, don't worry about it. Wait.
Now, if that were my friends, we'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, man. You lost us the hostage." Jeez. Like in a fun, joking way, of course, right? Wouldn't be like, "Nah, man, don't worry about it."
Still out there.
Fucking careful of Havoc, man. Holy shit, Havoc's around. Holy shit.
He's right there.
It's Havoc. Get him.
He's
Nerf
outside.
Havoc.
Wrath, watch out.
I'm looking.
Look at the timer. No time to waste. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. It's getting louder.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah, Steve, both scared to be like, "Oh, we're running out of time." Not saying it like that.
I'll send the drone. All right, cover me.
I'd be droning.
All right. Hostage is on the ground near the door. The door and the wall are reinforced. The door upstairs is barricaded. One just grabbed her. Shit. He's using her as a shield. The other one's got a shield too. They're facing the door. All right. Get ready to breach.
What are you thinking?
Death from above.
Sweet.
Wrath, you still on the
Sweet.
north side?
Death from above. Edgy as hell.
Wait, you see me?
Yes.
All right, I gotta lay this thing. Cover me.
Gotcha.
What?
Oh.
Havoc, he got me.
Where is
Oh, fucking Havoc got her, man.
Oh.
Damn, he's like taking out their whole squad.
Okay.
See, this is why every player that was good was Havoc, because he's literally killing their whole team.
That's true.
It's literally Havoc. Havoc is carrying orange.
Got him. Cool.
I got her.
Yes.
Nice one, guys. Now let's get out.
All right, move it upstairs.
Don't get surprised. All right, let's go. Here we go. Find an exit.
I'm looking. Everything's blocked.
Clear one out.
All right, I'm taking out the main entrance.
Oh.
Kitchen.
Right here. No, we got this. Get her out.
I got him.
Oh, you got him. Oh, shit. Havoc's flanking, man. Look at him go.
Window upstairs. Go.
Oh, no, the hostage.
I have to revive her. Cover me.
I got you. Get out of here.
There's so much fear in his voice, too.
All right. I'm serious. I'm being lit up here, Lynch. Shit. He got me.
All right, I got the window.
Go.
Uh-oh. Oh shit.
And Havoc took him out.
That's what I like to think happened. I like to think no one could beat Havoc, dude. Havoc is legendary. You know, like
That's
I said,
pretty funny.
I don't know. It's like the one thing I remember from the Siege thing is just Havoc being Havoc. Like I'm pretty sure he did get every kill on their team, which is great, right? And I just love how they make him out to be like a demon, basically. It's it's Havoc. Odd man, Havoc got me. Shit, you know, it's like geez. I don't know. I like it. I like Havoc. I wonder what his comms were. Probably going like, fucking noobs, man. They left their sniper here undefended, man. What losers.
Probably something like that, yeah.
You know, bitch, you don't have good aim, you know, like, get better aim. I bet you Havoc was like being really toxic, you know, on his side. I want to know what Havoc was thinking. All right. Well, I guess that's it then. I've showed you guys everything I really want to show from this. But yeah, I guess we'll be going on to Sony next. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Megan, anything else you want to say?
I mean, not in particular. That was pretty interesting. I kind of forgot about that because I'm pretty sure I did watch this conference because I do vaguely remember that. But it is really funny.
It's legendary, man. Absolutely legendary. All right. Well, in that case, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it's time to cue the outro. So frag out, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.